Here it's going now, guys. TalkNorwichCity here, back for another week of the TNC podcast. It is just me and Chris back again because we don't have many friends, do we?
No, we're running out.
We're running out of
friends.
people.
No one likes us anymore.
No one ever did like us, I don't think.
Well, no, yeah, true.
So it's just us. I think I just about still like you, so...
Thanks, Jack.
That's nice.
Likewise.
Yeah. I do want to just say as well, apologies for the podcast not being on iTunes for the past couple of weeks. Completely my fault. Basically forgot to do it 2 weeks in a row. So
Jack, if you told me that, I'm your manager, man. I would have
well,
gone
you
on
should
to
be
that.
checking.
I'm going to have to check up.
Have you left
anymore.
a review yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so this week, I'm getting it in there early doors. It will be on iTunes because it's the first thing I'm going to do. I've made a mental note to myself.
Yeah, well done.
If you listen on iTunes, please leave us a review, a 5-star review, because it helps with the algorithm, and it helps us go up the
Does that
iTunes
mean when
chart.
someone searches Norwich City, we can't hire?
Yeah.
Oh,
basically.
cool, okay, right.
And it makes us
Leave
look
a
good.
review.
And it boosts our egos as well, if they need boosting anymore. Probably
Yeah,
not.
no.
But yeah, sorry about that. It was completely my fault. I forgot to upload a podcast onto a podcast sharing website. So you've got a video, basically. So apologies for that. But I'm not here to talk about that anymore. We are, of course, well, there are absolutely tons to talk about this week. We've got the Hull game to dissect. We've got your guys' questions, which is always our favourite bit of the week. We've got Moan and Hype of the Week, which we haven't done for a little while.
Oh, yes.
I feel like we've kind of put that to the side for a little bit, and it's screaming at us and go,
Yeah.
we made you.
Yeah.
So we'll bring that back.
Bring the game back.
And also the small matter of an East Anglian Derby coming up this week.
Oh.
So that's going to be fun. But
Good.
Let's go back to the Hull game.
Yep.
It was a game that I must admit I didn't have a clue what Hull were going to pose. I didn't know what they were going to bring to the game. They've been very inconsistent this season. And it was very similar to what Bristol, to what Burton, to what most teams have brought to Carrow this season, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was indeed. It was, I mean, from my point of view, I'm just thankful we managed to get a point in the end. I genuinely thought it was going to be one of those games where we were just going to lose it. I thought that Hull, in fairness, set up well. I didn't think they posed... Look, they had one good chance and they put it away, and I think that's the difference, Jack. And you know, I think if we'd been more clinical, especially in the first 20 minutes, it's 3-0 and it's game over, and we'd probably go on to absolutely trounce them. So I think that's the difference for Norwich at the moment, Jack. I think that's the only area. I've mentioned it a couple of times now. I think the delivery has been poor. That was better-ish on Saturday. It was getting there, but I think now. It's all about, you know, making sure that we score the opportunities we get early doors, bringing the game to the opposition. And in the East Anglian Derby coming up, Jack, that is exactly what you do. If you get one chance, you put that bloody ball in the net.
I think it's an interesting point, isn't it? Because in terms of the home games, against Burton we had chances, against Bristol I don't think we had as many chances, but Middlesbrough away, Reading away, we hardly had chances. Sheffield United as well, and we put them away. So it shows the small margins. And you're completely right. Vrancic had 2 great chances. Maddison hit the post.
I think that is something I have to say. I think obviously we'll go on to talk about Mario Vranic, but I think that was another average performance from, well, not average, but just very frustrating performance. Obviously, your man Yannick Vilscher, who I've come to love as well. I think that he brings he basically looks as good going forwards as Mitchell Dykes is in terms of he's just a beast. Yeah. He's an absolute animal. Yeah. He'll knock it past you, and I quite like that about Yannick. But for me, at the moment, he's doing the complicated bit. He's got the confidence to take a man, to take 2 men. But then when it comes to the just give it, just do the simple bit at the end. You've done your job, Yannick. Yeah. Don't cock it up. Yeah. Just give it. You know, keep it safe. Keep the ball in play. And I think again that was the frustrating for me with Yannick at the weekend. Just couple of really, really good chances. One sitter, and obviously I don't expect players to score every single chance they get, but it really was a sitter at the weekend.
I think the thing I really love about Yannick, I first of all completely agree that he was wasteful. I think that's probably the word used. Yeah. But I think you can almost get away with a Yannick Vilscher type performance in the Championship because he will beat his man. He is powerful enough. He is quick enough to simply outrun players. He's physically better than other players. His genes are good. Yeah. And you can get away with that if you're a Josh Murphy, in terms of you can't beat your man as well as a Yannick Vilchkut, then you have to have that final bit of quality or that great delivery.
I think Josh has got the same problem, Jack. I think Josh can be his man.
No, he can, yeah, and his delivery's probably let him down more than others this season. But what I'm saying is Yannick Vilchkut can get away with maybe not delivering his final ball because he will beat his man so many times that he might create one chance.
Okay.
And he's just his sheer power that I really love. And we don't have another player like it. We simply don't.
But make the most of that, Jack.
Yeah,
make the most of it. But then, we're giving this criticism now not because we're absolutely bashing him. I think that it's just important to realise that this is now going to be the process for a few players. I think Yannick Vilchkut is one. I think Mario Vrancic is another. And actually, to be honest with you, I think James Maddison is probably one of those players. So although Maddison's had a few good games, we've got to remember that these players are only getting used to playing consistent games. Husband is another player. So that's 4 players straight away that you look at and you go, these players have got to play consistent games to grow and develop. And it's just worth highlighting that because we're not bashing them just because we hate them.
I think I love Yannick Vilchkut more than a lot of my family members.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. I hope you're not watching Mama Reeve.
No, not my mum. Maybe more distant family members.
Oh, okay, fine.
I feel more connected.
Yeah, I'll accept that.
To Yannick Vilchkut.
I'll accept that. Yeah.
Let's look at Hull's goal because the first 15 minutes.
I've got it.
Looked excellent.
I know why it went wrong.
Let me talk.
No.
Okay, you talk. I just wanted to say that. First 15 minutes against Hull, I was like, right, we've upped the tempo, we look better in the final third, we've got Hull pinned back, it is a matter of when we score, not if we score.
Yeah.
And then they grabbed their goal, was it like the 22nd minute or something, and it just knocked the stuffing out of us.
Yeah, it did. And I know the reason why it happened, and that was simply because we'd been so focused on going forwards, and unfortunately no one was covering that role, protecting the defenders. So you'll notice if you watch the replay of the goal, we would have had a Tribal there or a Tete there. Yeah, we would have had one of those players there, and they weren't there, and that was the reason why that goal went through. Was it a fact it was a defence? I don't think it's anything that the defence should be concerned about as such because I think they were set up relatively well. They just didn't have that person protecting them.
Well, it was a fact, and I think I said it in my match review. It's nice as a Norwich City fan to go, well, our defence maybe fell asleep, and it's almost a rarity to say that because they've been so good in recent weeks. And something Michael Bailey said was, like you mentioned, the defensive midfielder. Yes, Reed came in and done a good job, and Tribal as Tom Tribal, but the job that Alex Tete has done in recent weeks was where he would have been.
Yeah.
And that maybe caused an issue. And maybe Close and Zimmerman expected him to be there or someone to clear that up.
Possibly.
It just seemed very odd to me because when...
There was a great run and also it was a great finish.
Yeah, no,
it was a great finish. We didn't really have a chance of doing better.
Credit to Hull. I thought that they broke incredibly well. They won the ball off Maddison. Yeah. It wasn't a foul. There were a few people saying a foul.
That was a game plan as well, so fair play. But I thought, to be fair, we were knocking on their door a little bit. And I think that...
A little bit with knocking that door down.
No, well, I mean, at the end of the game, Jack, I do think, although I'm saying we probably didn't deserve to get anything from it, we were knocking on their door a little bit, and I thought that. Well, I didn't think. I just love Nelson Oliveira. I absolutely love that man.
Let's talk about Nelson.
I love the fact that he gave it large to McGregor because he absolutely deserved it.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. He was giving the ball boy stick in the first half.
Oh, was he? That's harsh.
Yeah, saying, "Come on, mate, come on, pass the ball, mate." Well, calm down. He's going as fast as he can. I've slated the ball boys, but in fairness to the ball boy, this one down the Barclay end was impressive.
Was it?
Whoever you were, ball boy, Lower Barclay, well done.
Yeah.
Well done for holding your ground against dodgy old McGregor.
Have a Horlicks tonight and pat yourself on the back.
Yeah. Anyway, Nelson
Oliveira. You've done
Oliveira.
Norwich City proud. You've done your city proud. Yeah. So 1-0.
Yeah.
You're thinking, I think I turned around to you in about the 92nd minute and gone, it's just not our day.
Yeah.
And it was strange, wasn't it?
Loads of people left. By the way, find that. Sorry, I've got this checked here. Right. Please listen to this. You need to stop leaving Carrow Road late.
Early.
Early. Sorry, what the hell am I on about? Why would you leave? If you've watched Norwich at all in the last 5-6 seasons, why would you leave a game early?
I don't.
The traffic's not even that bad.
That's not even an excuse.
You got your parking spot at Morrison's. You got your parking spot at Riverside, or up some dodgy lane in Brackendale. Just calm down. You're going to get stuck in the traffic anyway. Why don't you sit back and enjoy the last-minute goals? It's happened under Lambert. It's happened under Houghton. It happened under Roeder. It happened under Peter Grant. It happened under Brian Gunn. It's happened under Alex Neil. And now it's happening under Daniel Farke. Please, please, please stop leaving games early, because it makes us look like Ipswich when we score goals. And trust me, you don't. You really don't want to look like them.
I feel like I have empathy with a lot of people's opinions, but I just can't get my head around people who leave early.
Oh, got to beat the traffic, Jack. Sorry, got to beat the traffic.
Yeah, but if you're going to try and beat the traffic, just leave a little bit later and miss it. Like, leave 15 minutes.
If you're that worried about the traffic, why don't you just not go to the football?
Go and grab a Bovril and just chill out.
Why don't you just leave at half time?
Just don't go.
Just don't turn up.
Just listen to Chris Gorham.
Just give your ticket to someone that wants to watch the game.
But you know what? Good that they missed the goal.
Yeah, hilarious. Good. Absolutely hilarious.
Good.
One of my colleagues who's not a Norwich fan was actually in I think he was in Next Riverside.
Of course he was.
Yeah, of course he was. And the goal went in, and there was loads of Norwich fans, and you could hear it, right? And loads of Norwich fans that were in Next were like, "Oh, I missed the goal!" Or they were celebrating. But I love that.
Carrow to Next.
I mean, don't even start me on that. Oh, let's leave the game early to get my shopping in. Oh, Jesus!
Who's shopping in Next?
Anyway, Jack.
Have you ever left the game early?
No, I've never. No.
I've left one game early.
Which game was that?
I was sitting next to you. Sunderland at home. When we lost 3-0 and pretty much confirmed
You did.
I was fuming.
You did.
I was like, I just don't want to watch this anymore.
And I mean, I've never ever left a game early, and I stayed until the bitter end of the Norwich Colchester League One loss. And I think that, well, from my perspective, if we've had a bad game, I like to sit at the end to actually watch the players' reactions. I think that's actually quite important.
Yeah.
I think you'll see a lot of players that will be obviously quite subdued. You'll see. I just find it interesting to look at the players' body language after a game that they should or could have won, and that it says a lot about a player, and that's why I find that quite fascinating. But anyway,
no, but
if you left the game early on Saturday, ha ha.
I think I've stayed. That's the only game I've left early, and I've watched some horrific defeats, and I've stayed till the very end. But there was something about that Sunderland game where I was so disgusted in my team, I just didn't want to see them for any longer.
Yeah, but you stayed the whole game in Millwall. What was all that about?
Yeah, I've stayed at much worse defeats than Sunderland.
To be fair,
it was the manner of the defeat.
At Millwall, you did leave 5 minutes early for half time. You were like, "No, fuck this, Chris."
Oh yeah, I think. Did I? No, I didn't.
You did.
I didn't because I stayed till half time, and you gave me £2 to go and get you a bottle of water, and the queue was so long, I just didn't get it. I did give you the money back.
Okay. So, anyway, I thought to summarise the whole game.
We haven't spoke about the Oliveira goal yet.
Yeah, cheeky flick, lovely, absolutely lovely, and kudos to Cameron Jerome.
Oh, mate, you can't give him credit for going like that, surely.
Yes, I can. Of course I can. Let me give Cameron Jerome some credit when it's due.
I could have done that.
Oh, Jack.
He went like that.
You're winding me up. Stop it.
No,
I
like Cameron Jerome.
It's brought up an interesting question.
Cameron Jerome, and I do get. I like to praise players where praise is due, but you can't praise a football player for heading the ball backwards.
Jack, he set up the goal.
He didn't. I don't think he meant it.
Right, let's take our opinions out of it and let's bring this into play. I thought it was quite interesting to see the fact that Cameron Jerome knocked that on, and it's raised a question: can we play two up front?
That is an interesting.
Should we play two up front with Cam Jam and Nelson? And by the way, I think we can now. It's something that I never really considered, but I think every time Cameron Jerome wins it, I think he's almost had to change his game to try to bring it down on his chest to then give it sideways or backwards. But as soon as Nelson came on, he was flicking it on. He was searching for that man, but he did it so much more naturally. And yes, he does deserve credit for setting up that goal, Jack. And it's totally worth giving him the time of day because Cameron Jerome has been slated by both of us. And it's fair to go out there and say to the guys listening, no, you know what, Cameron Jerome, well done.
Yeah, no, I'm not slagging Jerome off. I'm just saying
anyone could have done that.
Yeah.
Jack, you're wrong. But anyway, we'll carry on.
But no, I think that does raise it because I thought David's fan count the weekend was really good in terms of the way he kind of said maybe we should have a plan for away from home because it's working, and it hopefully will work for the foreseeable future and maybe a game plan for at home. Because you say there about Jerome, and I think he has changed the player of the past season. He used to, or maybe this is the way the team has played, but it was very much, and I think, yeah, it probably is the way the team has played. In terms of under Alex Neil, there was a lot of times when we would go long for Jerome, and Jerome, instead of having his back to goal when he was receiving, was trying to chase it down. Now, we're playing it short, we're knocking it into his feet, he's always got his back to goal. He's lost a yard of pace, there's no doubt about that. He looks slower this season, and that's only natural, he's getting older. But when he receives the ball, he's not going to shooting opportunities, or he's having to take it wide and look for someone in the middle. So, I'm not sure if a 2 up front would work. I think it takes time. The times I've seen us play 2 up front in the past, it hasn't worked. Because there was that time under Alex Neil, wasn't there, when everyone was like, play 2 up front, play 2 up front. And we did it, and it just didn't really click. I think it could be a possibility, but then I suppose you have to take a Maddison out, you maybe have to take a Wes out to accommodate for that. So what are you willing to sacrifice?
I think it's about, I think you kind of have to adapt, Jack. I think it might be a case of, having the first 45 minutes starting 2 up top. If it's not working, if we've conceded, perhaps we want to bring in that central defensive midfielder again. But I just think, I'm not saying do it, I'm just saying it's worth realising that actually, Daniel Farke's substitutions, which by the way were on point at the weekend, were very on point at the weekend. I've said it to you time and time again. I do think that Wes needs to come on as early as possible to build himself into the game.
I thought he changed the game.
Yeah, he did, but he could have changed it a lot earlier.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He could have changed it a lot earlier. But, again, kudos to Daniel Farke because the substitutions were fantastic. Obviously, Stiepermann played his part in the goal as well with his foul throw. Fantastic.
I think we should raise that substitution question because I think you probably more than others have questioned Daniel Farke's substitutions either being too late or not being the right ones.
No, just late.
Yeah, just late.
Just late.
But I think not only were they not too late, they were the right ones. He took off Tribal and Reed, didn't he? Mm-hmm. So we were playing 2 up front. We were pretty much at the end of the game playing 6 attacking players.
And Timmy Kay was up there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he nearly scored a delightful chip.
Timmy Kay.
Didn't he?
Yeah, someone cleared off the line, didn't they?
Yeah,
but anyway.
I was going to say earlier, and I didn't get around to it, I don't think I got as excited about that goal as I should have done.
Because you've just drawn 1-1 at home to Hull City.
I think that was maybe a thing, but where we sit, I was thinking about this on the drive here.
Where are you going with this?
I don't really know. Okay. Where we sit, about 95% of the action was down the other end, and you feel a bit distant from it when it's at the other end. You can't really see it that well.
Okay.
And I just thought,
well, the
I don't
family
feel
end
overly connected to this game anymore.
No, the family end needs something to cheer about, and I think it encourages them to actually, cheer.
And I think maybe the reason I didn't get I was still excited. Like, I was still very excited. And we had a little hug, didn't we?
Yeah,
we hugged.
Yeah. I was on your seat.
Yeah, you were.
And then giving it large to the away fans.
Yeah, you were.
As always.
What was I going to say? I wasn't expecting us to score. I wasn't expecting us to. Genuinely, every single game I go to...
You'd just given up, basically.
Yeah, I'd given up. And that's brilliant that they proved me wrong.
Good.
James Husband.
Yeah, another good game for Jimmy H. I think I'm making the guy... I don't know who the guy is to my right, but I'm making him chuckle because every single time he gets the ball, he's really impressing me.
James Husband?
No, he honestly...
On the guy to your right?
No, the guy to my right is very impressive. Honestly, James Husband's impressing me. He's impressing me, Jack.
I think...
He crossed the ball... And I honestly thought, wow, the delivery was pinpoint. And at one point, I thought he was going to slash a shot into the top right. And I thought, and someone tweeted me actually today saying, James Husband, 90th minute winner against Ipswich. And you guys know the case. If James Husband scores a 90th minute winner against Ipswich... No, you didn't
say 90th minute winner. You just said if James Husband scores.
No, the winner. I definitely said the winner.
You said the winner, but you didn't specify time.
You guys know, if James Husband scores the winner against Ipswich, I'll be delighted because he deserves it for all the criticism, like people like me, he's been getting. But number 2, my pants will be on my head for the next podcast.
I think the reason we gave Husband so much criticism was the fact that he didn't look like he could offer anything in terms of he looked defensively woeful.
Yeah.
When he got the ball, he couldn't run forwards.
I don't. You know what, Jack? He's playing well, which I'm happy with, but at the same time, I'm thinking, how can you start so badly?
It was interesting because I was at the press conference on the presser for the
Drop that in there.
for the whole game, and James Husband was the player.
Yeah, how did that make you feel, Jack?
He's actually a genuinely really nice player,
of course he is.
like a proper sound guy.
Of course he is, yeah.
And you know when I said on this podcast that even when he's, what did I say? He's like a very average footballer, and he did look like a very average.
By the way, you have absolutely. I mean, I've gone in on him, but you've gone.
Oh no,
I
did.
I mean, quote Jack Reeve here. James Husband is a fraud of a left back.
I did say.
Quote Jack Reeve.
No, I did. And James Husband in the press conference, to be fair to him, admitted that he was woeful at the start of the season.
Good.
And he was also looking at me when he was like, "But I think the criticism was over." But there's something about that guy that I do quite like, and I don't know what. I can't believe I'm saying it, but you know when someone speaks,
I'm loving the vibes. I'm just loving the vibes right now. It's just filling me with such good stuff. Like, honestly, James Husband playing well just makes me smile.
Yeah,
he really does. And you know, James Husband against Ipswich is something that really excites me.
Will he start?
Why would he start?
Steedman's probably fit to go.
I think James Husband will be very, very unlucky to not start against Ipswich.
Another player I want before we move on from the whole game,
yeah.
And I think this is a big talking point, and a talking point I really want to get onto is Mario Vranic.
Okay.
Now, Vrancic at the weekend, well, there was mixed opinions. I didn't think he played very well. I didn't think you think he played very well. Some people did think he played well. I know Andy Lord from Long Come Norwich loves the bloke. Now,
Andy Lorne, if you're listening to this, he literally disagrees with everything I say. He doesn't. I think it's to the point where he does it on purpose, even though he agrees with me.
Just because he knows he can wind you up.
Like, Maddison will score that amazing free kick, and I'll be like, Maddison's an absolute baller, and he'll respond with average, or something like that. Like,
but anyway, no, the thing with Vrancic is when we signed him, first of all, he's definitely regressed as a player since he's dyed his hair black. He needs to bring the blonde hair.
Okay, accepted.
But his hair is brilliant. Like, he's so well groomed, isn't he? And it does pain me to not slate, but have a go at someone who's so finely groomed, because his hair is majestic.
Yeah, it's decent to be fair. Decent Barnett.
When I was out in Germany for the pre-season tour, I looked at Vrancic and thought he's going to be a real star this season. I think he was our best player out there.
Still could be.
Yeah, of course he can be. And but since we've come back, I was like, he's a bit slow in the first few games. I was like, give him time, he'll adapt. Bit slow, came into life against Brentford in the Cup when they had like a second string side out. By the way, set pieces are brilliant. I'm not getting away from that. I just don't... You know when some players, you know that there's a good footballer in there. Ricky Van Wolfswinkel, there's a good footballer in there. Yes, you might have to search for it, but there's a good footballer in there. But
mate,
some players...
What are you talking about?
Some players just aren't cut out for certain leagues, and my fear is that
I can't believe you've said that so early. I questioned that when you said it in your review at the weekend as well.
You know when you get that
you
gut feeling?
You honestly think that he's not cut out for the Championship?
I'm not writing him off, and I think that
I think you are,
No,
Jack.
I'm not writing him off. There's a difference between writing a player off and just saying he's crap and saying there's going to be very specific games where he's going to suit. But saying that, I think Yannick Vilchka is one of our best players.
Yeah.
Because he is part of a lot of the game. Mario Vrancic drifts in and out of games. I'm not getting away from the fact he provided a beautiful pass for Oliveira's opening goal against QPR. He set up Yannick Vilchka's miss. Beautiful ball. He's got a killer ball in him, but it happens once a game. And I don't like players that drift out of games so much, especially in this league and especially the style of football we're playing. I'm not having to go at Mario Vrancic. I do think there's a good footballer in there, and I do think that he will be suited to certain games. Maybe when there's a bit of space at home. I just fear
but there was space at home the weekend, Jack.
Possibly. Hull were defensive.
There was space.
No, there was, and I agree. And I don't think he had his best game. I think a lot of people would agree with that. But if you stick him in an Ipswich away, we're going to get overrun, and that's my fear. That there's
with you entirely.
I don't like players that drift in and out of games so much, and he is one of them players. He's like me at five-a-side. Don't be a Jack Reeve. Don't be a Jack Reeve.
Okay.
Where you'll screw up a lot. You're drifting in and out of the game. You haven't got the fitness to run up and down the pitch, but you will once in a fortnight provide an absolute killer pass from the winning goal or bang on top bins, and it all is forgiven. But for the rest of the games, you're out of it. You're nowhere near it.
Some people have jumped on the Vrancic bus quite early doors, saying that he's like Mesut Ozil.
He's nothing like... No, I don't know. I don't watch Mesut Ozil that much.
Okay. I think it's quite early for that. And look, I mean, at the weekend, I'd got slated because I went out there and said I think Mario Vranic should be dropped for the Ipswich game.
A lot of people agreed with you.
But I also got slated because I said that Mario Vranic should get dropped for the Ipswich game. Now, Jack dressed up the video as he does as Mario Vranic should be dropped, as if I was saying, he's done, never playing again.
We need the YouTube ad revenue.
I've written him off. Look, I have not. I just want to make it clear on this podcast now. I've not written Mario Vrancic off at all. I agree with Jack. I disagree with Jack. I do think there's a good footballer in Mario Vrancic.
I said that.
No. Right, and anyway, and I do think he's good enough for this league, which you've not said.
Certain games.
I do. I just think it's going to take some time. Now,
yeah, but we've given him time. We've given him time.
Look,
we're a quarter of the way through the season.
Jack, no.
Here we are.
No.
We're statistically a quarter of the way through the season.
Okay, fine, accept that. But what have we said? Let's just bring it back, Jack. What do we say? This season, we are not properly gonna expect players to perform week in, week out until Christmas.
I'm not saying that.
Christmas is the judging point, Jack.
Yeah. So you think Mario Vrancic is going to become a completely different player by Christmas?
Yeah.
Really?
I do. Yeah, I do. I think given the game time, and he will. And look at you, you're smiling because you wind me up. Here's my point, Jack. So, and Robin saying he was on, so I don't really mind, and I'd happily say it to his face as well. Robin came out after the game on Saturday and said, well, I thought Mario Vrancic was better than Maddison. To which that just really, really wound me up.
Because Maddison's your boy.
Because first of all, Maddison's my boy. No. But anyway, let's, again, just to try to put this across in the best way possible, let's take my opinion of Maddison out of it. Let's just stick to the facts.
Okay.
And in this case, the stats. So,
bloody hell, your stats.
Look, I've got the stats. So, from my point of view, and actually it'd be good to get your opinion, Jack. If a player doesn't do anything all game, and I mean that in loose terms. So if a player, plays a few passes,
James Husband against Millwall type performance.
No. That's horrendous.
Oh, okay.
If a player just trots around, makes a few passes, looks okay, and then delivers one good ball where the player misses and doesn't score, would you say that's a good performance? One good ball.
Personally, no. I want to see.
No, I totally agree with you, Jack. Yeah. I totally agree with you. I think, for people to come out and say, well, yeah, but he passed it to Yannick and it was a brilliant pass. And, right, what did Yannick do? He missed.
But I suppose to play devil's advocate, it wasn't Vrancic's fault that chance was missed.
No.
And if Vilsky would have scored it and that would have been the only goal, it's a completely different argument.
When Mario had the ball, he slowed the game down.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing.
And he slowed it down. And you know what? I'm fine with players controlling the game. I thought, who did that quite well for Norwich? I think Bradley Johnson did that relatively well for Norwich. I think, obviously, Wes. But Wes brings some energy about it.
That's the thing for me.
He flicks, he turns, there's energy. Now, I think Mario is a technically gifted player. I do. So I agree with the Mario lovers. Yes, he's technically gifted. Yes, he's good on the ball. But I just think there needs to be more energy in there. I think he needs to understand that to adapt to the English game, you need to be delivering more than one good ball a game. So
let's get on to the stats in a minute.
Okay.
I think the thing in terms of orchestrating tempo, the players who are really good at that can either slow a game down when you're under the cosh or speed a game up. I think Wes can do that. The thing with Mario is he can't speed a game up. For me, not from what I've seen. He only slows the game. When the ball is given to him in a position where you're like, okay, we could maybe muster an attack here. He's looking for someone else. He's slowing the game down. And yes, sometimes he provides a fantastic ball from that. But 9 times out of 10, that attacking opportunity is stifled because of Vrancic slowing the game down. For me, I just don't really like them types of players. I think it might just be a personal opinion. I don't like them types of players. I like all guns blazing. Get at them. Yeah. I'm a proper.
And I can understand. Look, and I can understand that the people will like Mario Vranic because he slows the game down, because he seems to be more controlled on the ball.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate a fantastic through ball when I can see one. But
I'm glad you can.
let's just stick to the stats. Now, some people said, Vrancic was better than Maddison at the weekend, and quite frankly, you're wrong. You're wrong because Mario Vrancic had 2 shots, 0 on target. Maddison had 7 shots, 2 of which were on target, and 1 of which hit the woodwork. Very important stat to put out there. What are you laughing for, Jack? Are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Okay. Well, Mario Vrancic he was fantastic. The passing was fantastic. Okay. Well, passing accuracy for Vrancic,
right,
81%.
Not too shabby.
No, decent. Madison, 93%. Oh well, Chris, what are you on about? Because I don't know. This is my troll, my Twitter jabs. Oh, Chris, James Maddison didn't play as many passes as Vrancic.
I feel like we need a Chris Wilder tap in there just to.
No, don't tap.
Sorry.
Don't tap. YouTube,
yeah, actually, that is bloody annoying.
YouTube people get annoyed with that.
Yeah,
Jack.
I get annoyed with that.
Okay. Vrancic made 60 passes, and Maddison played 61 passes.
Oh well, that's a big stat. That 1 pass more.
93% passing accuracy compared to 81%, Jack.
Yeah, good.
Right, there you go. Okay.
Right up to Chris, thank you.
So then you say to yourself, okay, well he's dribbled. Well, he's not won as many dribbles. He's not made as many touches. He's not made as many tackles. All of the stats, Robin, I'm sorry, mate, but you're wrong. Maddison played better than Vrancic at the weekend, and that is a fact.
This isn't a Maddison against Vrancic debate.
And no, it's not. But the reason why I'm putting this in the room, Jack, is I think a player that plays in attacking midfield should give as much as Maddison has done. Now, trust me, and I know I'm a Maddison fanboy, but I will be the first person to say when Maddison has had an under par game. And I need to make that really clear. Like, we're not just like...
You've said it this season.
Yeah, exactly. I've said, Maddison wasn't at the pace today already. And I think, what's this thing about scapegoat?
Yeah.
And you wanted to bring that up, Jack, as well. Like, I've just because I've said that Mario Vranic has had 1 poor game, which he did, because it's his type of game, all of a sudden I'm using him as a scapegoat. I mean, it's just silly, really. There's
a difference.
I'm quite realistic. I'm not just going to sit there and slag off players for no reason here, left, right, and centre. I'll have a reason for it, and I just think that people need to understand that there's people. I don't know. I'm just speechless with it.
You should be allowed to criticise a player, not out of.
I'm a positive guy.
If there's a justified reason to criticise someone, that's not scapegoating someone. That's just saying you didn't have a very good game. We've both come out and said. Maybe you're a bit harsh to husband at the start of the season, but he was bloody awful.
We were so harsh to husband.
Yeah, sorry, husband.
But to the point where we did say, I think we might be bullying here.
But Vrancic, we've both said he could possibly be a good player, but I thought he was a bit crap at the weekend.
And by the way, we're not blowing this out of proportion. I think me and Jack are just making it very clear that we're not in the Mario Vrancic hate club. We love his Barnet. We love the way he looks. We love the fact he's technically gifted. We love the fact that he can play the
He can take a corner, and that's an underrated feat in the modern game.
And for Norwich as well.
I think I know why Andy Lawn loves him so much.
Why?
Because didn't Andy Lawn do like a 2,000-word article about not beating the first man from a corner isn't as bad as people make out? And Vrancic can beat the first man, so that's maybe why. I don't know.
No, but he doesn't care.
That's true.
Anyway,
we've got Ipswich.
But we do like Mario. We do like Mario, and I'm just taking Jack's opinion for him. He will be a fantastic player by Christmas. Just give him some time.
I've just been tweeted. We'll get to tweets in a minute.
Yeah.
I've just been tweeted video.
Oh, Jack.
From Matthew Pummel. Now Holty and Russ are doing a show at Open.
Yep.
Someone's just tweeted me a video of Russ and Holty singing "Don't Stop Believing" on stage. Now, let me just play this. Now, let's play it down the mic and let's watch it and let's see what's going on here.
What's he doing? What's Russ doing? What have I Russ. Oh, Russ, mate.
So that was
Russ,
Martin
mate.
and Grant Hunt singing "Don't Stop Believing" on
Oh
stage.
my god. Oh my god. I've seen it all now.
Anyway, should we do the questions before the Ipswich? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, go Qs.
And first of all, quick fire moan of the week.
No, just I need to have a think about it. You do more your moan of the week first.
People leaving early.
Okay, my moan of the week is what is my moan? I don't know. I don't have one.
Yes, you do.
I don't like to moan, really.
You moan.
I do moan, but I don't like
Just
to
do
moan.
it.
God, fine. People saying it's the scapegoat thing.
Yeah. Okay. Hype of the week.
Hype of the week for me. I just want to say James Maddison every time. It just, this podcast is going to get so boring. Hype of the week. Hype of the week is Nelson Oliveira for his comments about the Ipswich Derby.
Yeah, we'll get onto that in a minute. Mine was Marco Stiekman ripping the corner flag out.
Oh, how good was that? Literally.
Yeah, love that. Anyway, let's get into the questions.
Yeah.
Chris Nicholas, if you could trap either Chris Wilder or Mick McCarthy on a desert island, who would you pick?
Chris Wilder.
Yeah. I actually think...
Mick McCarthy's got a bit of bounce about him, hasn't he?
Yeah, I kind of like
Look, he is the manager of Ipswich, and don't get me wrong, I will just not like him because he's the manager of Ipswich. But, credit where credit's due, he is a bit of a laugh, isn't he?
Yeah,
he does come out with
seems like a
he does take the piss out of the Ipswich fans as well.
So. At Smibbo says, should we get the Yarmouth Giant put up at Carrow Road as it looks like Farker? Now, I live in Yarmouth and I don't have a bloody clue what the Yarmouth Giant is. He did tweet a picture to us. I'll put it on screen. The Yarmouth Giant is at... What? Ride to Fantasyland? Is it on the snails?
Jack, what is this?
I think it's at Joyland on the snails.
Right. Can we just avoid Great Yarmouth?
I love Yarmouth.
Tin pot, mate.
Josh Beaver, what would you change?
Sorry, here he is again. Just Josh. I love your name.
By the way, Luton fan, 7-1 win against Stevenage at the weekend. Had them in the acca, good old boys.
Yeah.
What would you change in the squad ahead of the Ipswich game?
I think for me, you've got to go with experience. So all I'm saying is, I like the squad that we started with at the weekend. I would literally just replace Mario for Wes because Wes has got the experience of the derby. He knows what it means. I think it's very, very important, Jack, that these players understand just how big this derby game is.
Would you start with Nelson?
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, really?
No, I wouldn't. So although I absolutely love Nelson, I think that, what a weapon to bring on at 70 minutes. Hello.
Yeah.
Say, for example, look, if Ipswich are winning 1-0, which they won't be, if Ipswich are winning 1-0 at 70 minutes and you bring on Nelson Oliveira, we've won the game. We've literally won the game.
I thought you were going to say you'd start him.
What? Yeah, to be fair, if we start him, I'm happy. If we don't start him, I'm happy.
Because Jerome, to be fair to Jerome, he has a great record in the derbies, doesn't he?
Great record in the derbies. Again, he knows what it means. Now, Nelson's come out in the press giving it large because he's Nelson, which, by the way, absolutely love it. But I just think for me, if I was the manager, I would try to keep Nelson on as a bit of a bonus ball. And by the way, Ipswich players are going to be screwed at 70 minutes, as in physically. Keeping up with players like Wes, trying to just hack players out of the game like Maddison.
Oh, by the way, Maddison, he gets targeted so badly. The amount he gets kicked.
Are you alright? It's
like Messi. He just gets kicked.
I love how you compare him to Messi.
It just does, doesn't it?
Yeah, but good. Maddison, I'm sorry for saying this, but I'm pleased you get targeted. The reason why you're targeted is because you are a shit hot footballer.
Nice. Tony Lloyd saying, how would you line up for the derby if everyone was fit? I'm going to do a preview video. Watch that.
Yeah.
It's too long-winded to go into it on here. Jack Ryan. Now, he's a Newcastle fan.
Okay.
Thoughts on Jacob Murphy so far at Newcastle?
I'm sorry, but I live, breathe, and die by Norwich City Football Club. So I wouldn't really spend any of my energy, looking at a player that we've just sold for multiple millions of pounds. Look, I really like Jacob Murphy. I really like him. And who is he? I need to address him.
Jack Ryan.
Jack, what's his name?
Ryan.
Jack Ryan. So Jack Ryan, I spent the majority of last season sticking up for Jacob Murphy when everyone was saying that he's not good enough. At the end of the season, they realised I was right. And I think that you'll find at Newcastle, it's always going to be a big ask for Jacob Murphy to step into that side, first season back in the Premier League, and for him to make an impact. I'm quite surprised that he's not been on as much, but at the same time, you've got a really talented squad, and I think that you'll see Jacob Murphy come into play probably next season, if not the season after. You've got to remember that he's young, and you guys have bought him to be a player for the future, and I don't think that Jacob's... I'm not saying he's not ready, because he's ridiculously talented, that boy. But I just don't think it's not. This season isn't his season. He's got to settle in. He's got to learn how the team plays, working with Rafa. Hopefully, you see more of him next season and can see his full potential. But yeah, all I'm saying is, I stuck up for him a lot last season when other fans didn't, and I think you'll find that at Newcastle. I think a lot of Newcastle fans will be like, "Where's the receipt?" And I think some of the Newcastle fans will be like, "Well, hang on a minute. This is a pacey, talented, gifted player. Why isn't he playing football?" So just be aware, really.
Yeah, I think that move was perfect for him. It's the club he grew up supporting. Newcastle, I'd say, probably one of the biggest clubs in England. Great support, loyal fan base, great manager. But is he ready for the Premier League? I question it. And I think another season at Norwich with the game time that he would have pretty much been guaranteed would have been very beneficial. But that move to Newcastle comes once in a lifetime. So I don't blame him at all. I just think, I don't know if he's quite ready for it.
But, if you fall out of love with Jacob, then, you could just buy Josh off us for, we'll sell Josh to you for about 25 if you're up for it.
That'll be decent.
Yeah.
Elliot Waterfield, would you start Vrancic in the derby? If not, who replaces him?
Well, we've already covered that, haven't we? It's got to be Wes that replaces him.
Oh, do you think?
Yeah. Bring the game to Ipswich, Jack. Bring the game to Ipswich.
Okay, yeah, I'm up for that. Joe says, should we change up the formation for home games where teams come and sit back to something more attacking with two strikers? We've kind of covered that as well, haven't we?
Sorry, I've got to admit, I completely ignored that.
So, would you have kind of like a home formation with two up front, basically?
Yeah.
That's what Joe's saying.
Yeah. I think it depends on the game, but yes, I would experiment with it.
Jonathan Parker said, from the time you've been watching City, who would be your ultimate five-side team? I think we've done that. I think we've answered that previously. So, Jonathan, go back in the podcast and pick it out, mate.
Yeah.
Like 30 hours worth of podcast.
But the main man in there was Pinto.
Yeah. Dom Ellis with an interesting one. Would you start Josh Murphy at Portman Road? Now that's an interesting one.
Yeah, I think I would.
Who would you drop? See, here's a possibility for you.
Go on.
You drop Vrancic out.
Yeah.
You put Maddison in the middle, and you put Josh out on the left. Is that talking to you?
Yeah, it's tasty.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because Josh
draws the fouls. He gets it.
Yeah.
He gets it. And, yeah,
see,
I see him scoring as well.
That, you say about Vrancic drifting out of games, and me too. I think Wes might drift out of the game. He definitely...
No, not in the derby.
I don't know.
No way, no.
But is that not more of a tasty thing for you? Having Josh in there and Maddison and a Yannick Vilchka? Because that just...
I'm going to put it out there, Jack. I would even, dare I say, I'd even consider taking out Maddison.
Really? Now that's...
I don't know. I just think it's really important that you play with players that know the derby.
Yeah, but Maddison that is important. Well up for it.
Yeah, I know, and I love Maddison, but I've got to show that I'm level-headed and I'm not just a Maddison lover. I've got to show that side to me, Jack, that I do understand that if Farker wants to drop Maddison, and I hope he doesn't, but if he does, I'll kind of understand why.
I think it'll be very interesting to see the team we go for and how we go for it.
Agreed.
Very, very interesting. James Mackay is saying something we've probably already covered. Would Jerome and Oliveira partnership work? After all, I personally consider Cam Jam to perform better as a lone striker. Now that's interesting.
I think he's of the
James Mackay.
Not sure about that. I'm not sure about that.
I mean, Jerome's record, as you've said, he's pretty much scored as many goals as Chris Sutton, hasn't he?
Yeah,
and that's operating as a lone striker. So
yep.
I don't know. I haven't really seen Jerome and Oliveira together. It might work. It might.
This is it. It is just a bit of an experiment until Christmas. Still, it is.
T92 Bristol Rovers says, how many years would you give Tom Tribal's new contract if he was offered one?
5.
I'd give him about 15.
5.
5?
Yeah.
10. Reece Bish, what is the most frustrating thing about watching Norwich City at the moment?
Final product.
just breaking teams down at home. It just does me nothing.
Final product, which obviously comes under that hat, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. That's very frustrating. It was at the weekend and it has been for the previous ones. Barney, what would you say to an Ipswich fan who still thinks they're a bigger club than Norwich?
Is that from an Ipswich fan?
No.
Are we... Shall we?
No.
No?
Well, what would you say to them?
I just laugh because you just don't understand. They just don't get it, do they? You know what? I actually feel sorry for Ipswich fans, especially the ones that are alive now. I really do, because they've not seen them win anything or go up, or I mean, most of the people our age haven't even seen them go anywhere. Have they even gone up the league or down the league? No. What's it now? 16 years in the Championship. They're Ipswich Town.
And next question is from Wilmots Limited. I love this
Oh,
man.
go
I
on,
love
Wilmots.
this man. Wilmots Limited.
Love Wilmots.
Our resident gardener.
But hang on, can I just put it out there, right? Is he a freelancer?
Yeah, he will do your lawn for you.
I'm going to say this, Wilmots. You really need to start sponsoring this channel, because we are plugging the shit out of your business.
He doesn't need the sponsor.
Right, I'll tell you what. If you want your mown lawn,
oh, actually, he's got his website. Wow, that is the longest handle I've ever seen for a website.
what is it?
Wilmots Garden and Sports Ground Services Limited.com.
Hello.
Now, what is it? Product. What does he offer here? So,
Wilmots.
Wilmots Limited does renovation, repair and maintenance.
Yeah.
Garden scarifier and top dressing.
Yeah.
Reconstruction of bowling greens, tennis courts and cricket squares. Spiking and aeration and private garden and landscaping.
Right, Wilmots, you've literally. I want you to be our sponsor, because I just want to shout.
And I love his
out.
Twitter bio. The daily life of a contract groundsman, come rain or shine, weeds will outgrow grass.
Can I just look at his profile picture? He
Absolute
looks like a
legend of the
real
game.
top chap, doesn't
Anyways, his question.
he? Anyway, yeah, let's stop talking about his business for free.
He's going to the game on Sunday, but
Yeah.
he's in a corporate box.
Ooh.
No yellow or green allowed.
Yep.
How does he get around it?
You just can't.
You got to wear your lucky pants.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, go yellow socks or green socks. Definitely wear your Norwich City boxers.
You know what I'm doing? I'm buying a yellow thermal and I'm wearing that under my shirt and I'm
Hello.
sweating it out.
Hello.
Yeah. Or a Norwich City
You're
vest.
actually doing that.
No.
By the way,
from
random
Wilmots.
fact for you. I've got Basong's old training vest,
Why?
because I used to work for the club, so I got it for free.
I'm surprised they didn't have to pay you
Will
to
not.
take it.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry.
Wilmots Limited.
So you're going to struggle, because when we score our third, you're going to find it hard to hold it in. But yeah, just best of luck, really, Wilmots, and we'll see you for the
And you
next
know
podcast.
what? Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because you deserve it.
Take some behind the scenes pictures and maybe stick a few stickers up.
Yeah. Now, Andrew Kent replied to Wilmots Limited and said, yellow and green pants and socks,
We've said
City
that,
shirt under multiple layers, then peel it off and unveil it when the full-time whistle goes and we've won.
Imagine.
And Wilmots put, sounds like a plan. I love that. Carl Prettyman says, would you start Nelson Sunday but risk him not being fully fit or bringing him on as a super sub?
Super sub, I think we've
Super
decided on
sub.
that.
Canaries Live, who have an Instagram account, Canaries Live. Dinner with Oliveira or go on a cruise with Ivo Pinto?
Dinner with Oliveira or a cruise with Pinto?
Go on a cruise. A cruise are bloody amazing.
Yeah, I know, but just...
A cruise with Pinto?
Yeah, but Oliveira.
A cruise with Pinto?
Yeah, but Oliveira.
Mate, I'm taking that cruise every day of the week.
Yeah, I can imagine Pinto getting up and just getting you a beer just because he loves you.
I just love Pinto. Yeah. Are Birmingham still Birmingham?
Who said
and
that?
is Harry Redknapp still Harry Redknapp?
Yeah.
Lois.
Where Birmingham are Birmingham. What was the...
They won at the weekend.
Yeah, it's
They
just
beat,
classic. It's just
they beat Cardiff.
It's just Birmingham being Birmingham.
Birmingham or Birmingham.
They are just Birmingham.
Even though Ipswich is a dump, are you happy you're playing away from home this weekend instead of Carrow due to your poor home record?
I think it's a fantastic question.
That's from James.
James, fantastic question. I think I totally agree with you. I don't think our home record is poor. I just think that actually, I think it puts a hell of a lot of pressure on Ipswich. A hell of a lot of pressure. I mean, you obviously, of course, Ipswich fans won't admit it, but I think they're going to be shitting a brick a hell of a lot more than Norwich fans. I think that, we could easily run away with the game in the first half. We really, really could. And I think that Ipswich will be seriously worried, and especially as they've played a little bit well, and then they've lost their last game to Sheffield United. Old Chris Wilder is down his finger tapping there. Yeah, I really like that question. I agree. I'm pleased we're playing them away. I think it's the right time to play them away. And I think it just gives us the advantage. I really do.
And we're going to end on the questions here with Tristan Long, who says, right, this is one of them questions that's really tough to answer.
Oh, God. I hate these
I
questions.
think Tristan comments one of these every week. He's an aerial photographer.
Oh, okay, hello. Are we going to start plugging people for free now, Jack?
Might as well.
Okay,
fair love. Now, would you rather lose both games to Ipswich and go up as champions and they get relegated, or win both games against Ipswich, we go up in second and they finish mid-table?
What was that?
So, what would you rather? Lose both games to Ipswich and we go up as champions and they get relegated, or win both games against Ipswich, we go up in second place and they don't get relegated?
Yeah, no, number two. Because it's absolutely hilarious that they're in the same league again. And then we have, we've won both games again. It's not uncommon for us to win both games in the derby. And just to go up would be fantastic. And it's punching above our weight this season. So yeah,
I agree. So that's the questions. Let's have a quick little talk about the game this weekend.
Okay.
What's that?
Oh, I've just had a...
That's the worst acting ever.
I've just had a tweet from my mate Crofty, Lee Croft.
Andrew Croft.
So what I'm doing this week, I'm just going to I don't actually, you know what, I don't care. It was kind of a strategy, but I don't mind telling you all. Every single day this week, up until the derby, I'm tweeting a Norwich City derby related, so Norwich City Ipswich related piece of content. Of course, that's in Norwich City's favour. And today's tweet was, that pile driver from @Croft7, never forget. Bang emoji, ball emoji, NCFC shield emoji.
I love that that's an emoji.
Yeah, I love that. Did you watch Norwich when he scored that?
Yeah.
Were you there for that? Yeah.
No, I wasn't there, but
You did support Norwich at that point. Yeah, cool. What a goal that was.
Never forget.
And never forget. And I'll never forget the fact that he went behind his back and gave it the 1-0 to the Ipswich fans, which was just beautiful. So anyway, I tweeted that earlier, and he just responded to me with, what a day that was. So it's really funny because Lee Croft can't spell, bless him. And so he's put what? W-A-T, a day that was. Remember the ball leaving my foot like it was Y day. Still my fab goal of my career. Lovely, Croft.
Love the ball.
Lee, I used to make him cauliflower cheese. I'd happily have him again anytime soon.
I still don't think that's a main meal, Chris.
I don't care. When a football player says, I'm going to come round to us for tea, I want...
You don't offer them cauliflower cheese.
No. When a player says to you, yeah, I'm not doing much, do you want to come round tonight? Yeah, my old man says to them, yeah, sure, what do you want? Crofty says, cauliflower cheese.
That's not a main meal.
I don't care. If Maddison says, I want to eat, I don't know, 15 bananas...
Right.
You serve Maddison 15 bananas, and you serve them well, Jack. Okay?
Would you peel them for him, or do you...
Oh, yeah. I think if Maddison wanted 15 bananas, you've got to peel them, you've got to slice them, but slice them on the angle.
Oh, right, okay.
Then, you get a bit of honey. Oh, you know what? Have you ever had banana honey on toast?
Yeah. And in yoghurt as well. Natural yoghurt.
Oh.
Beautiful. With a bit of granola sprinkled on. Yeah, really nice.
That's really middle class of you, Jack.
What, granola on yogurt?
Here's something to try, TNC fans. And tweet us if you've tried it. Actually, tweet us with a picture of your banana and honey on toast. So trust me, it's amazing. It's literally amazing. Because if you can't be asked to make pancakes, it's so simple. Bread in the toaster. Out you go. Slice your banana. On top. Now, you can perfectly place each banana piece so all of the surface area of the toast is covered. Then, the honey. Get a pot of honey, squeeze it. Don't get that spoon of shit that goes everywhere. Sod that. Get it all over.
Nice.
Yeah, all over.
Any method?
No, I mean, you want to go in lines. Don't do any of this messy stuff.
Okay.
Lines. Like tribal, spreading the ball about the pitch. Spread it. Just spread it. Just keep it. Just spread it. Then you get your second slice of toast on top.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like,
yeah.
that's something. Slice in half. Never rectangle. Slice in half. There you go. Enjoy.
Do you want to know something I've never understood?
What?
Now, this could be controversial. It could be very controversial.
I can't believe we've not ended the podcast, but we're talking about recipes.
But I'm going to throw it out there.
Yeah.
People who toast their bread on a bacon sandwich, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm not
Why
sure.
are you toasting your bread with bacon?
No, I don't know, Jack. I'm in the toast club.
Why?
Because it's so annoying when you've got a bit of bread and the bacon falls out the bottom because you've not got that solid bread.
There is nothing better
you
than
thought
a
that was
soggy,
quite good then.
No, there is nothing better than a soggy bit of bread that's been...
What, and the fat all comes out of it.
I love that. I'm
in the toast club. Anyway.
I didn't even know people done that until a few years ago.
Thanks for watching.
No. Are we going to win this weekend? Or the better question is, are you confident for this weekend?
No, not really.
No.
It's just all bravado. I think that I think it's going to
scrap the first hour of content.
I think it's going to be a really tough game. I think it's going to be a really, really cagey game. But I think Norwich are going to win it, and I think Husband is going to score the winner.
I think this derby.
No, seriously. If Husband scores the winner, I think I'm going to break down.
Yeah,
like genuinely break down.
But in a good way.
No, yeah, I honestly, I won't be able to breathe, like contain myself physically, because I want it.
Have
so
you written
much
your will, just in case?
I should do, actually. Yeah. That's a good point. I'll do that.
Get that done this week. I think, on a serious note, this weekend's derby is going to be one of the most intriguing for a long while, because Mick McCarthy's changed the way his side play a little bit. The players are different. We've completely changed. It got very similar under Alex Neil. We knew what to expect from an Alex Neil side. We knew what to expect from a Mick McCarthy side. You could pretty much guarantee it was going to be a draw last season. This season, Ipswich could definitely go out and win. We could definitely go out and win.
Yeah.
We don't know how we're going to play. We don't know how Mick McCarthy's going to approach
We don't know who's going to turn up and not turn up.
It's a narrative that is beautifully poised, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
See you on the other side, Jack.
Yeah,
Happy and glorious.
Thanks for listening. If you're on iTunes and you've got this far, please do leave a review. If you've got this far, it's definitely worth a 5-star rating. If you haven't got this far, you're not listening. If you're on YouTube, please leave it a like. Please hit subscribe. We're nearing 12,500 subscribers, so let's try and hit that ASAP Rocky. See what I've done there? ASAP Rocky. From me, from Delia, and from Chris.
And from Ed Cousins Lake.
Have a lovely evening, or day, or morning, and see you later.